Good morning guys, Katie here and welcome back to the channel. So it is Saturday the 29th of April, so we're right on the brink of when things are really going to start happening. And I have to admit, I haven't been up here that much. Life is getting in the way, unfortunately, which is the wrong time of year for it to do so. But I have made some time. I can be up here as long as I want today, although I have managed to somehow put my hip out slightly, so I can't go mental, but I probably will. What are my goals for today? I don't know if I've decided that yet. I grabbed myself an iced coffee on my way up here. So what are my goals for today? Well, main goal, I suppose, would be up potting. I haven't been in my greenhouse yet, but the last time we were together on a seedling update, I could see that some stuff needed up potting. So I do need to up pot a lot, and because of my busy schedule at the moment and not being able to get up here, I've been having, well, I haven't asked them, but someone has very kindly been watering my greenhouse for me to stop things dying off. So what I've actually also done is I got a really good deal on Amazon and I ordered some no-hole trays that are quite strong so that I can bottom water and fill them up and not worry about them for a day or two. So that's the main goal, is up potting. Secondly, I actually bought myself a couple of arches, so I'll show you in a minute, but my archway, my metal archway that I have in the middle of my plot, I bought 2 more of those. They're not the strongest things, but they're stronger than anything I could make with the bamboo, as was evidenced by the fact it kept coming down last year. So I bought 2, and my goal is to put one in the entrance where we built our bamboo one last year and another one down the bottom. Looking down now, the other thing I really want to do is I just want to tidy up. There are weeds in all my pathways and the cage is getting out of control again, and I can see raspberry canes popping up and things like that. So honestly, I would just like to have a really good tidy up and feel like my plot isn't a total mess, and I will actually finally pull those leeks out as well. So I think the first thing that we really should do is go into the greenhouse and see what's been going on, because I haven't been here for a few days now. Maybe 4 days I haven't been here for, so it would be really good to go in with you and take a look. So let's head in and see what's going on. So before we head in, I thought I'd quickly show you some things that have popped up. So I planted potatoes in here last year. Nothing happened. Sue went to grab the sacks for something for a project of her own, and I have potatoes. Granted, I have dandelions, but I have potatoes, so we'll see how those are going. The garlic is all looking amazing. And if you go across here, our onions are already doing a million times better than they did last year. So I'm really hopeful that we're going to get a good crop of onions this year. Unfortunately, this is what I mean about wanting to tidy up, especially down the bottom. I mean, up here's not too bad with all the weeds on the path, obviously not ideal. Oh, quick update on the strawberries. Look how they've recovered. Look how amazing they're looking. They've got leaves and everything, and they're doing really well. But again, want to tidy up around it. But it's just down here, look, it's all the grass, which is just, I mean, that basket down there is practically buried. I do want to empty that out and get rid of it, because I'm pretty sure the strawberry plants haven't come back, but I will check it. I'm not too worried about the wildlife area. But yeah, I just want to tidy up because I'm feeling bad. The other thing I need to do actually is I'm responsible for this path, so that will probably be the first thing I do. I will probably just mow that down, and then if I have energy at the end, I really want to attempt to build my brassica cage, which is going here this year. We haven't actually spoken much about what's going where yet this year, but my idea is I'm going to have like a medium height brassica cage here, and I'm putting it down there. It was here last year and I hated looking down my plot and having this great neon thing in the way, so I'm doing a medium height cage there. My main goal, I think, here is to put the dahlia bed, and I believe, going by plans, don't judge me, but this whole bed is going to be strawberries. But we shall see how we do for space. Obviously, you saw last year my hollyhocks went mad, so I know for a fact that I will be making this section here my kind of pumpkin and squash patch. And then the rest is still in question, but that's not what we were doing. We were heading, oh, quickly before we head into the greenhouse, this is the archway I was talking about. It's not the best, but added some support posts, and this is like its 3rd or 4th year, so it's done really well. So we're going to replace this one that's in the box, and we'll put another one down the bottom. But let's head into the greenhouse. Oh, I do love my friend for watering. Looks like we have lost a few Roma tomatoes, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 there. And actually the new ones over here, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. I've still got 26, no, 27, 28, 30 Romas. I think I'm going to be okay. These two are money maker. Let's have a look at the peppers. My main goal is to up pot peppers and tomatoes today, but I know there is other stuff that needs to be up potted. Look how amazing they are looking. They are all looking so good. Definitely time for an up pot. I now suddenly have so many cucumbers, so I'm going to be giving some of those away because I planted extra as well because I was concerned they weren't growing. My cauliflower have survived. There are a couple missing because I gave some to Sue, and I suddenly have way more French bush beans. However, another goal today is I want to plant more because this isn't enough for what I want. Plenty of cabbage. I will be giving some of those away. Zinnias are actually starting to get their second leaves and everything, and there's even more popping up. Cosmos, apparently I'm sticking with 3, which is interesting. Our basil, sunflowers, they definitely need to move because, yeah, marigolds have done nothing. I decided I didn't have enough time to plant anymore, so Sue and I found a deal and shared postage, and we've actually ordered our marigolds. Let's go up over here. These tomatoes, by the looks of it, have all survived and are looking amazing, and we've even got new germination down here. Peppers, all looking really good. Loads more pumpkins than I need, so I will be giving some away. I've got a Cinderella, I've got 3 Jack of all trades, I've got 3 pumpkin rouge, oh my goodness, I've got 3 Big Macs. I can tell you now I will probably only be putting one of those in. I've got pink and blue. My leeks, look at my leeks, how amazing have they done? Really funny though, because I multi-planted all of these cells. This one, I can see a second one coming up. There's only 2 in that. And then up the back here, there's only 1 there. But I did multi-plant them. So that's interesting. Down here, climbing French beans. So these are going to go up one of my arches. But I don't honestly think there's enough. Well, there might be enough for one side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, there's enough. I may put some more of those in as well. Look at my sweet peas. I usually fail with them so badly, and I can see I've got 2 more that are just coming up, so that's quite good. But again, I might put some more in. Little Dorrits looking good. Looks like we've lost 1, which, you know, I can't be mad at because that was my fault. This is my Kostberg lettuce. That's gonna have to move out soon. Fennel looking really good. 1 cell is missing because I gave Sue. Oh my god, I've just spotted. So obviously my big dahlia, these are new ones. Look, I've got a shoot and I've got a shoot. This one, I honestly don't know if anything's going to happen to it because it's the one that got damaged, and it's one that Sue gave me and I forgot about it and I let the frost get to it, unfortunately. So that might not happen. As I was saying, might be a problem with cucumbers because I've got more here. So to be honest, I don't know if maybe I won't put any more French beans in. Maybe I will just put cucumbers the other side. But then when I tried to grow them up the archway before, it didn't work very well. So I don't know. But the beetroot are all looking really good. They'll be ready to go out soon. Poppies. Looks like I lost some swede. I'm not mad. I've got a lot. And it looks like I've still got a Brussels there. But I think I might put another Brussels in. Butternut squash. Oh no, that isn't poppies. That's celery. Look at all my celery. Amazing. This is the poppies. This is the pink poppies. I didn't finish doing over here with you. So obviously you've got tomatoes come up. None of the peppers have germinated yet. This is my mixed lettuce, which again I'm going to need to put out soon. Red poppies doing good. This is my kale and my red cabbage. Again, I gave some to Sue. These are all, oh my goodness, these are all my courgettes. Up potting required. Oh, we've got herbs. What is the only, so rosemary's the only one that hasn't germinated yet. But as I remember, that was really slow going last year. But I've got thyme, I've got more basil, I've got dill, and I've got coriander. And again, I want to do another round of these. These are my spring onions, multi-planted. And again, I want to do another round of those. Zinnias looking good, but again, they might need up potting as well. So I might have to do that. But going down, look. So that's the dahlia that has already sprouted. And I've just spotted, I've got a shoot on that one as well. So I know for a fact we're going to have at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dahlias. But, and I completely blame Sue. She told me about a sale that was going on and I went and bought 6 more. And they're in my car and they need to go into pots. So that is another job for us to do today. So that is kind of where we are at. And I think, quite honestly, my first job has got to be mowing this side path. Because, I mean, I'm on the committee, so it looks really, really bad if mine's not done. So I think I best go and do that. And as it's a push mower, I probably won't bring you along for that. Okay, so I have done my pathway. I also did along the front here. That's my job to keep that clear, and I hadn't for a while, so I got it all down. A bit of hard graft. But now I'm thinking I need to prioritise, which I don't often do. Let me turn you around. So, excuse the hot and sweatiness. That was really hard. So it's my own fault. If I had done it sooner, it wouldn't have been as hard, would it? So gonna prioritise. So what I'm going to do first, I think, is get the up potting done and get planted the new seeds that I want planted. So I have my dahlia tubers here. These need to go into fairly large pots. I've just grabbed some from our communal shed because I don't think I've got quite enough large pots. And then I want to, as I said, up pot, and I got this stack of 20 really thick plastic no hole trays, and I reckon I can get between 8 and 10 pots in here once I've up potted. So every time I take a tray from the greenhouse, sorry, horse riders going past, there's a trail that runs right alongside, so every time I take a tray out, I'm going to place a tray down. I have still got space on my shelves. I'm hoping, as if you remember last year, I can show you the greenhouse from last year. I can pop a link in the description below. I don't have the ability to pop them up here, otherwise I would. My greenhouse was insane last year. I know I didn't have as much shelving, but once I put it up, there were just pots everywhere and it was confusing and things like that. So my thinking is that with these bottom trays also, I'm going to save a lot of space, and I'm going to have more room, and obviously I have more shelves this year, some of which are only half filled. So I think the next thing to do is set up in my potting shed and bring in the first lot, which I will probably either go for peppers or tomatoes first, and let's get up potting. Okay, so I went and grabbed a tray of peppers. I have got sweet peppers here and I've got jalapenos. I am not one of these people who pricks out. I will up pot anything and everything that sprouts. If it dies later on, fine. And if I have too many, then I will give them away. I would rather that than waste a seed that's taken the time to germinate for me. So I've got those. I have got my no hole tray, and then I have various stacks of pots everywhere. So I'm going to be putting them all. I can get 2 across. I'm just wondering how many I can get in. I think it's going to be maybe. No, I don't think I can get 8 in. Oh, hang on, let's move that out of the way slightly. I haven't filled the compost up yet. If I could, but they wouldn't lay flat. So I think we can get 7 in per tray, and I don't really want to go smaller than that pot wise, because otherwise I'll just end up having to up pot again. Some of them will fit more in because I have slightly smaller pots, I think I'll go for these. So the next thing I need to do is fill this up with my compost. And before I start, I've got names written on from last year, so I will cross them out and write what they actually are as well. I should really have brought some tape up to tape along the side of the tray, but I didn't think that far ahead. But I have just found a new pack of labels, so if I'm making everything the same, maybe I won't bother. Maybe I'll put one label in to say what they are, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 10 sweet peppers here, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 jalapenos. So that is one full tray. That's 2 full trays of jalapenos and 1 and a bit of the sweet peppers. But I have got more sweet peppers in the greenhouse, so I think I will just put 1 steak in. Right, so let's get going. So I've just finished up potting that tray of peppers. I ended up with three trays, which are all now in the greenhouse and half filled with water. Because I have got this tray out already that my peppers were in, what I have done is I've just sieved through the soil that was already in there. I've added some new potting soil in there, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to utilise it, and I'm going to plant some more dwarf French beans. And then I have already pulled in my first tray of tomatoes to pot. So dwarf beans first, then tomatoes. Let's do it. Okay, so up potting tomatoes, this is only tips I've picked up. I'm not an expert in any way, but it's slightly different to a lot of things. So with these tomatoes, as you can see, if I hold them up, we've got some stems that are quite long. And actually what you want to do is you want to plant them as deep as possible, basically up to the first branch, and apparently that's meant to strengthen the plant. I did it last year, it worked really well, so that's what we're going to do. So I have a lot here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, I'm going to say 4 Marmande, 1, 2, 3, 4 tiger tomatoes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cherry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 golden sunrise, and a boatload of money makers. I'm going to be giving a lot of this away. So let's get going. Okay, so I have now got all but my Roma tomatoes potted up, and I have one tray of sweet peppers left to go. But I have just finished potting up this massive tray of mixed tomatoes, and as before, because I've got this tray out, I want to just plant some more. So what I'm thinking is that because I don't have a huge amount, I am going to plant some sweet peas. I have a couple of different packets here. So I've got some Odorata Sweet Dreams. I've got some Old Spice mixed, which are really pretty. So I'm thinking that I'm going to mix the two, because quite honestly, sorry, motorbike going past, quite honestly, I don't mind. I'm not really particular on the colours. The only thing I have been really particular on, what colours I grow, are my dahlias. And I think the reason for that is because obviously dahlias are perennial. So they're going to come back year after year. And the whole point of me growing them was because I love having flowers in my home. I never buy them for myself, so I only have them when I'm given them, and I can't expect flowers to be given to me all the time. And last summer, Sue was very kind and kept giving me bunches of dahlias to have in my house, and the one that I really loved that she kept giving me was a pink and orange ombre one, which unfortunately I don't know the name of, otherwise I would have bought one. That is the one she gave me that I forgot about, and the frost got to it and it's not sprouted, so that makes me really sad. However, that kind of made me think that actually the colour dahlias that I want this year and for a very long time to come are a whole range of pinks and oranges. And I mean, I go from like pale peachy pink to burnt orange, from fuchsia to pastel pink, and they're all the different shapes. There's the pom-poms and like the curled leaf ones and everything. So that's the only ones that I've been particular about. But when it comes to sweet peas, I really don't mind. So I am going to get some more sweet pea seeds in, as I have got so many arches. I know for sure that I want to grow sweet peas up, well, attempt to, because other than a couple, I always seem to fail with my sweet peas, as was demonstrated in last year's videos. It's my own fault. It's not necessarily that I fail growing them, it's that I fail watering them. So that's my own fault. So hopefully this year I won't do that, and especially as it's a wetter year this year. But so I definitely want them growing up the archway at the entrance to my plot, because I think that will look really, really lovely. And I'm thinking probably the second new archway that I'm going to put in at the bottom, the middle one, I think that's where I'm going to put my climbing French beans. So yeah, so I think we'll get some more. This is more to hedge my bets, really. I know you can't completely see me. This is more to hedge my bets, really, because although I've got quite a good success rate in the greenhouse at the moment with my sweet peas, I do tend to kill them quite easily. So I'm actually going to take my glove off for this, because although these are quite big seeds, I find it really difficult to pick seeds up when I've got the glove on. I really should have some sort of surgical gloves up here, which would make potting up and planting so much easier. It's why I always go home with, well, I expect everyone does, dirt under their nails, because I would rather have dirty hands and take my gloves off when doing things like seed planting and potting up than risk wrecking my seedling because I've mishandled it because I couldn't feel anything because I've got gloves on. And they are like skin tight gloves and everything, but it doesn't seem to make much difference. And now I've made the catastrophic mistake of not knowing where I was up to. Okay, so it looks like I'm gonna be planting half of the tray as the Old Spice mix. Did I do these ones? Yes, half of the tray is the Old Spice mix and half of the tray as the Odorata. To be honest, it really doesn't matter if these multi-soak, because as long as I get to them before they're too big, I can separate them out. So anyway, I'm going to stop wittering on to you lot, and I'm going to carry on potting up. I'm going to move these into the greenhouse, give them a water, and then I am going to get on to my Roma tomatoes and my last lot of peppers. And then if I pot up nothing else today, although I probably will, if I pot up nothing else today, then I am happy. Let's get going. So I have officially finished potting up all the peppers, all the tomatoes. There is a lot. Thank goodness I got those water food trays with no holes in, because I think that if I hadn't, I wouldn't have actually got them all on the shelf. It's ridiculous. So I have moved on to my zinnias. I have already done a few, and what I'm doing is I'm basically very, very gently wiggling and pulling them out, and I am popping them into individual cells just to give them more room. This tray that I originally planted them in was that food tray, and whilst it's done really, really well, there's no depth for the roots, so I need to get these up potted into the trays and back in the greenhouse. Okay, so many hours later, and I have officially finished potting up, and I don't know if it's just me, but for some reason it now looks like there is so much more in here. So I potted up all the peppers. We've got peppers here, we've got peppers here. I potted up the courgettes. These are the yellow courgettes. We've got moneymaker tomatoes here. We have got moneymaker tomatoes here. We have got a couple of red cherry here. This is a mixed bunch of marmandes and tiger toms. I've got sweet peppers there. I've got jalapenos and sweet peppers down there. Sweet peppers, oh, red king peppers. I planted some more dwarf French beans. Those are indoor gherkin cucumbers that I planted up, and down there I planted some more sweet peas. I also got, if I get this out of the way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new dahlias potted up, and 4 of them I noticed when I was potting up had shoots on them already. I potted up the big tray of zinnias, which is amazing. So that's those there. I up-potted the green courgette. I've got some money makers down there. I've got some golden sunrise. I've got Romas there. I have got Romas here, Romas here, Romas here, and a couple more red cherry. Outdoor cucumbers and indoor regular cucumbers, not the gherkin ones. So, oh, and another tray of up-potted zinnias there. So, oh my goodness, no wonder it took me hours. And once again, I have too many plants. So now I'm just stealing myself. If I turn around, I really feel like I should do something outside, but I'm feeling pretty overwhelmed by it. So I'm thinking that I need to prioritise, and I know I'm going to need my brassica cage out soon, which ironically is going in the worst area down there by that white laundry basket that I need to get rid of. So I'm thinking I clear around that bed, and the bit of the bed that's uncovered I will need to clear as well, and then actually maybe I could build my brassica tunnel and perhaps put my kale in it. So I'm going to sit down and have a break and have a quick drink. I got here at 9. It is now 2:30. So it's taken me that long to up pot, but you know, there was no rush. I just wanted to get the up potting done. So I'm going to have a quick break, steal myself, and then go and attempt to clear that area, which I'm really not looking forward to. Does anyone like weeding? If you do, you can come and do mine. Okay, so it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it would be, don't get me wrong. It's not perfect, but it's definitely cleared the majority. I'm going to get these few here. I uncovered it, and I've got a few things to pull up. I'm not actually sure what that is, to be fair, and how it's thrived so well under the black plastic. But I'm going to clear this, and then I think I'm going to have to build my archway, because I can't put my brassica cage in until I know how far in my archway is going. So let's crack on. Okay, and there we had it. I got it all cleared. Some of the roots were really deep, so I dig in. I built the first archway, which I needed to get in to know where I could start my cage, and I'm absolutely fine with that. And I have secured it with some T-posts and zip ties. I've dug in the 3 hoops for my tunnel and secured in 1 bamboo, but I have now run out of zip ties, so I can't finish it today. Never mind. So all that's left for me to do is water the rest of the greenhouse and head home. I've been up here since 9 AM. It is now 4:30 PM. I'm covered in mud and we are out to dinner tonight, but it felt so good to get all of that up potted and just to see how amazing my greenhouse is looking. I always kind of think that I don't want to come up here sometimes, and then when I get up here I'm always so glad I did. I only intended to stay an hour or 2 and I've ended up staying, 7-8 hours. So brilliant. If you enjoyed watching today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will be back in a week with a seedling update. See you soon everyone. Bye.